special segment alert. We're not going to do a red carpet report because we've got other things to talk about. We've got the Olympics to talk about.
Yeah. We have to talk about Canada. Oh my God.
Wow.
Canada's.
Wow. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie. Allie, how are you?
There are two wolves inside of me right now.
Oh, okay.
What are these two wolves?
One of these wolves is thrilled that my Olympic prediction came true, which is that I said Alyssa Liu would become the women's singles gold medalist. And for everyone who is just now getting into the Alyssa Liu lore and fandom, I just want you to know that like a couple of weeks ago when I said that was like a dark horse. That was like people were eating me alive for that. But the ones who knew. And I got back on TikTok and let everyone know I was right all along because I've been
You knew. You were correct.
Right. So let the record show. But people... the switch up is crazy because as someone who has been a fan of Alyssa Liu for a long time, let me tell you, I was fighting for my life for a long time being a fan of her, and people hated her for like 7 years. People, and so I'm so happy that she's
not even that old. People were really hating on like a young teenager.
We're calling her washed up at 15.
I now understand why she was like, F all y'all, I'm out.
Yeah. Yes. And she has healed something in the world by just being herself. And I'm so happy. And on the other hand,
the other wolf,
the evil wolf, everything that Alyssa healed, the demon Jack Hughes said, make it bad.
Yeah. You know what? You could even
make it rotten.
You can even sum that up more general. Just men.
Yeah. That's the podcast.
Yeah.
Men. Parentheses. Men. Derogatory.
So real quick before we transition into all that, I have to tell you, when you talked about Alyssa Liu lore, I need you to know I was pronouncing her name wrong.
So to be fair,
how do you say it?
I was saying Alyssa Liu.
Yeah, that is very not right.
It was wrong. And I don't know why I wanted to put the Lee in there, but there was just something where I
Shannon's
was like,
merging herself with Alyssa.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was very wrong.
So I have always called her Alyssa Liu.
Okay.
With two syllables, kind of like quick, like Alyssa Liu. And that was how it was always pronounced way back in the day before she retired. And now it's pronounced Alyssa Liu.
Interesting.
The thing is, you tell the announcers how to pronounce your name.
Yeah.
And she's popular enough that like they're going to pronounce it the way that she tells them to pronounce it. So presumably that's how she tells announcers to pronounce her name.
I hope so.
When she's introduced herself, she does have like a little like in the last name, and she does have like a little Liu. Like it's quick, it's fast. So that's how I was used to pronouncing it, because that's how everyone pronounced it like 7 years ago.
Huh.
But recently it's become just Alyssa Liu. So I don't know.
I was just going to say, maybe she's like making it easier on folks.
She might be just like Americanizing it a little.
She kind of knows people may mess it up. So
that was my exact thought.
Yeah.
So the other thing, there was the name pronouncing wrong. And oh man, did I troll myself. So when she won gold, they had like the cutout of her and Amber Glenn and
Isabeau,
somebody else. I think it was a hockey player, but it was like three of them. Oh,
Hillary
it might have
Knight,
been
probably.
Yeah,
probably
on the Peacock like Olympic page. And for a good hot moment, I thought they photoshopped her hair onto her. Like
whose hair?
Alyssa. So I thought they photoshopped the wrong haircut onto her, and I like took a screenshot of it because the way they were like cut out, so they had a different background. It looked pretty fake as it was, but I was like, convinced myself they photoshopped the wrong like bleached pattern hairstyle on her.
The edits have been having trouble. Like the editors and the photoshoppers have been having trouble with her hairstyle.
And then I did some digging and I was like, oh no. Cause I was like, she has 3 bands of bleached hair, but in the picture it was 2. And I was like, I can't believe they did that. And
she
then
just added the third one a couple
And then
weeks
I
ago.
researched it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost
You could have
brought
asked me
that
that
to you guys.
My parasocial relationship with Alyssa is so deep that I know immediately when she changes her hair.
But I really tricked myself for a moment. I was like, I can't believe they photoshopped the fake hairstyle on her, but
Disney
it was just her hair.
Or Walmart or some sort of like product collaboration that she had.
Yeah.
They did Photoshop the bleach rings out of her hair. It made her hair all black. You can see some of it.
Lame.
I don't know if that was just like they were rushing and they were having trouble with the
just
Photoshop.
the filter. Yeah. On like
it was,
the image.
or if they were just like, no, we're getting rid of her hairstyle.
The regret they'll have now because people will only recognize her by that style.
That's her signature look. Yeah.
But I just had to tell you, I almost trolled myself into believing that Peacock put the wrong hairstyle on her. And I was like, no, it's just an old
They just used a
picture.
photo from before Nationals.
Yeah, it was.
The funny thing about that, the third ring, is that she added that in the middle of competing at Nationals. So she went out and skated her short program with 2 rings in her hair because she adds one for each like for each year.
For
like,
her birthday. Yeah.
And then there was one day off and then they had the free skate the day after. So on her day off, she bleached her hair. And then
as one does.
That's incredible.
And then toned it to match the color, like the platinum color of her dress.
Yeah.
For the free skate. And then for the Olympics, I don't know if she just let the toner come out or if she retoned it, but she had it go back to that like golden color to match her golden dress for the Olympics. And I just love the commitment to this.
I love it. I was, when she said she's like, I wanted to mimic like tree rings.
Yeah.
That rocks.
I was like, ooh, I'll go to the salon right now.
That's so freaking cool. I
was like, that's an excellent idea.
She rocks. I can give you guys all the Alyssa Liu lore after we're done with this.
Interesting factoids.
I've got lore.
We'll do a side quest after this.
We'll do a side quest. A sidebar,
Yeah. All right. Well.
Anyway, do we have to talk about the fucking men now?
We do. This is Hot Girls Hockey. Born in Jersey, our weekly opinions, including the Olympics this week, on the Devils, because there's no facts here, because we're analyzing by vibes. And oh boy, this is there's just a lot. We have a lot to go through.
Yeah, we do.
So let's get into it. Obviously, we're talking about the Olympics. Alyssa Liu rocks. And now we have to talk about the men.
This is a special
a special edition of
special segment
Hot Girls
alert.
Hockey. Yeah.
So this week is going to be a special segment alert. A special segment alert.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Because instead of doing a red carpet report, we've got something bigger. We've got something grander to talk about. And that is the Olympics.
Woo.
And what makes
the Olympics, not the men.
LOL. What makes this Olympics particularly special, every Olympics is special, but this one's especially special because for the first time in a couple of years, the NHL allowed their players to participate.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big thing because obviously the best hockey players are going to be playing in the NHL.
Yeah.
This kind of changes the field a little bit, you know, particularly, to be honest, for countries like Canada and the US, where a lot of NHL players, not all obviously, but a lot of NHL players come from. A lot of
enough where their teams are fully NHL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really have with Canada and USA 2 full NHL teams playing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so people are excited. I
was excited.
Me too. Anticipated, I think, that Canada and USA were going to be the final. You never know what's going to happen.
Whoa, wait. I have to rewind because this is my funny thing too.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I forgot a funny thing too.
Big head
That's what we're going to get into.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm getting you to it,
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. No.
The amount of people who thought the US was not going to make it to the final round because they're not even trying. They're not serious as Canada. And
when did they think they weren't trying? In the previous games or?
In all the games. They were they just thought they looked bad, even though we're beating people 10-2, but it was Latvia. So it was, the scales were very unbalanced, but it was just so funny in even before the quarterfinals, people were already counting the US out because they thought Canada looked better in how they played. Yeah. And I'm because the US is saving their energy and Canada is expending it all from the beginning.
I mean, there is something to be said for that when you're play to the level you need to beat your opponent.
Yes,
not to necessarily to the best of your ability.
I was never worried about it. To quote Elliot Friedman, they were on a collision course to play against each other.
Yeah, I think that was inevitable, and that's part of the excitement, right? That's a rivalry, especially when you don't have a Russian team in the mix because Russian athletes were banned for the most part. So I mean, this is the next biggest rivalry, Canada USA, and you have the rivalry play out a couple of days before with the women's team Canada versus Team USA.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get the chance to watch that game live, but I did get to watch the highlights. That emotion was so intense and so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
I watched it twice.
Yeah. And it was a real, I mean, to be honest, the USA women's hockey team is so good and they've been so dominant that you're almost is this even going to be fun to watch? Mm-hmm. But they really it was a nail biter. They brought it into overtime.
Mm-hmm. It was a great game. I think Sarah, you watched it live, right?
I did. Yeah, I've been keeping up with it. Most of it. I missed one game that they played because God forbid I wanted to watch the skating and I got made fun of. But whatever.
Bruh, who made fun of you?
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Yeah, but it is unbelievable watching the difference between a team like the U.S. women's hockey team and then going back and watching the Devils. And it is just night and day.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun, actually, to watch a team that is good and scores and does well. It's fucking crazy.
That stops the puck.
A goalie who is there where she's supposed to be. Crazy.
No, it's funny you say this to have a little sidebar. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, this is a whole podcast about hockey and I love hockey, but I was getting really frustrated with the figure skating coverage when they would literally cut in to the coverage I was trying to watch to advertise a hockey event. Sometimes it was men's, sometimes it was women's. Literally, Dina, one of the Canadian skaters who has such an incredible story. She's 41 years old.
I remember when they did that. Because I was at the office and I had it on in the background. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's skating and she has this incredible story. So many people wanted to see, and she got an injury right before the Olympics and people didn't think she was going to be able to make it. And then she was able to make it and she shows up.
Very inspiring, her whole story.
And in the middle of her skate, this major skate, she's doing incredible.
Yeah.
They cut the screen in half to advertise the women's final hockey
Not even
game.
to show it, to just advertise it.
Advertise it. They're cutting off the screen. And literally, I wanted to throw something. And not to be annoying, but no one cares about figure skating except during the Olympics. So during the Olympics, let it have its moment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just bizarre that they did that. And then there was also, I was getting pissed with Peacock in the advertisements where it had the streaming advertisements for the service itself on top of the regular
NBC.
Right. And so it was annoying. So it was you would click into an event and if something was happening, it would just automatically play their advertisement, the Peacock advertisement. And I was I'm missing something because I clicked into it late. I was
I specifically paid for Peacock Premium to limit the advertisements, especially because I'm going to get, because you're just watching NBC like it's normal cable. You're getting the normal cable stream. So you're getting the normal cable ads.
Yeah.
But that would happen to me. And sometimes too, they cut events in half just because of the way that this broadcasting is. And so you have to switch from one broadcast to another. And then you have to watch a 15-second ad. Yep. And then it was annoying too, because I tested this multiple times actually. And I would switch from one version of the stream, like from venue feed to like the commentary feed. And I would be in the middle of like a figure skating program and I would switch. And it would actually kind of start me about at the same point in the program. So I think it was putting a 15-second delay. But then that was annoying to me because I want to watch it live.
Right.
Because I'm in like other group chats and people are texting out results
to it live.
Yeah. It's really annoying. Anyway, I continue to hate NBC.
Yeah. It was frustrating. And this is the last thing I'll comment on the whole advertising thing. It made you watch the advertisements during the replays because I couldn't watch the women's figure skating live.
Really?
And it was crazy. It was like in between every other skater, it would make you watch the ads. And it was a 2-minute ad. And I was like, I understand. They need the money. But that was brutal during the replays.
Do you want to know what's worse?
So I put ad blocker on and I was able to get past some of it, but it was brutal. No, what was worse?
I had to rewatch some of the men's after the fact. The advertisements were more frequent and longer on the women's because they know more people are watching that event.
Terrible. Okay. Like I get it. Like they want but still. Yeah. Still.
So anyway, talking about women's Team USA.
Yeah.
I mean, they had an incredible run. Erin Frankel is the goalie who,
unstoppable.
Literally, her save percentage was like 96 or something.
Yeah, I think she let in 2 goals the entire series.
That's insane.
That's unbelievable.
The game, the gold-winning goal. That's hard to say.
Yes.
Was scored by Megan Keller, and the joy of all of her teammates rushing off that bench, and they're all. I love it. You know, like they're in their blue jerseys, and they all crowding around, and they're all celebrating, and it just fills you with that Olympics patriotism.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Yes. It's like the one time that I'm like, okay.
I'm like,
this is cool.
Like, I love
Yay
this.
for our country.
Freebird is playing.
Freebird, rock, flag, and eagle, you know?
A little joy. Makes you want to get a hot dog and put on
it does, yeah.
an American flag bikini.
Whoa. I'll join you in the American flag bikini, but I can't do the hot dog.
It's a metaphor. I have celiac disease and I'm vegetarian. What do you mean you can't do a hot dog?
I know, veggie dog.
I can't do it.
There's literally nothing about a hot dog that I can consume. It's
just the idea.
It's an image.
It's the idea of the hot dog.
Come on. So we're riding high in the vibes of, and team captain for Team USA was Hillary Knight, who I think used to be in the PWHL Sirens. I don't know if she still is.
I don't believe she still is.
Am I making up that she was on that team? You know, that team had a shakeup.
She's captain of the Seattle Torrent.
In any case, so yeah, she rocked. That was a good showing.
It was awesome.
And it was exciting because, you know, we had an opportunity. It's really fun when you get men and women's gold at the same time.
That's pretty sick.
I thought we were going to do it this year in figure skating. I really thought we were.
Yeah.
We
so close.
Should have.
In a different world.
In a different world. We can't talk about this because we will get me on a tangent. No,
I'm sorry.
We will get me on a tangent that will go off on a. I could talk about this for 6 hours.
Yep.
I'm pocketing it. It's elsewhere. It's gone. Okay. Back on track.
But the setup was there. You know, we had the first step of the double win, right?
Yes.
It's already done. And the thing about the men's hockey, so the thing about the Olympics, and this is part of the reason why I love the Winter Olympics so much, is because they know where to put the events. They know how to grand finale the Olympics. The Summer Olympics, I always feel like the first week is so exhilarating. And then the second week just kind of peters out.
They did it the opposite for the winter.
The Winter Olympics knows these are the 2 events people want to see. We're putting on the last Friday, second to last day of the Olympics, we're putting women's figure skating final.
Yep.
That's what the people want to see. The day after that, it was technically Sunday morning. right? Sunday morning. So 2 days after that was the men's hockey final.
Yes.
These are how you end the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. In the morning. That was, it's to set my alarm on a Sunday. How dare they? I understand why, because the closing ceremonies, I get it, but still, how dare they make me set my alarm?
I just missed the first period. I didn't care.
Okay, that was really funny because when I messaged you guys, I was like, I'm up. And I heard no response. I was like,
nope.
You know what's
producer,
funny?
I think there was sleep.
Is I was actually the first one awake. I was awake at like 7 a.m.
What?
I was sick. It was not happening.
I was 7:15. I had to move my car before the blizzard.
And I was like, I'm making myself breakfast. I can check in later. I had to scroll through my morning news, aka TikTok, and see what was going on. And then I checked in.
No, I was up. I was sitting on the couch for puck drop. I was making French toast during the intermissions.
What did you think about Team USA versus Canada, how those teams were matched?
I thought they were very evenly matched. I think when I was listening to, I listened to a lot of 32 Thoughts through everything. And it just...
Shannon is Elliot Friedman's biggest fan.
Yep. And it just cracked me up how much they were talking about that Canada had better stats and it was like they were the favorite to win.
Right.
I was like, I'm like, you got to think about the momentum of the current roster for the USA team. There's something about having two sets of brothers who do well and also...
Two sets of crazy brothers. This is very important.
Brothers.
The Kachuk brothers are
crazy.
Crazy.
Genuinely.
Let us
like
recall.
Brain damage crazy.
Yes.
Matthew Kachuk playing with a sternal fracture that like this is like in... They had the movie where it's like the man who's willing to die to get that inch is the one who's going to win. It's like, the Kachuk brothers are willing to die and commit murder.
They are, absolutely.
Yes. They had the unhinged factor that I don't think people understood. And also it was like, I hate it, but Matthew Kachuk had the element of, I won the Stanley Cup twice over...
Yeah, ego.
Over McDavid.
Ego. Yep.
And I told the producer, I'm like, Kachuk beat him twice already.
Yeah.
No way he's gonna let it go by a third time. He's not gonna. Yes.
To be fair,
they had it.
Canada did beat them at Four Nations last year, though.
But that was the time to lose. Because there wasn't the same stakes in it.
Fair. It's not the Olympics. I get it. I think there was also the added element of Canada losing their captain, Sidney Crosby, before the final. I think that kind of messed with them a little bit.
I think it did. And I think Canada, I feel like the US is the type where if they lost their captain, they would have played harder. I think the Canada, when they lost their captain, they lost their way a little bit because they were talking about who was stepping up into that leadership role. And it was like some unexpected players were rallying the team. But I thought they were evenly stacked going into it. I did think the US was crazy, which I like.
So that's what I really... So what was interesting is it's funny how much the story changes once the game is over and there's a winner. Because watching the game, and I love watching people's reactions during a game. Sometimes it's almost like it's almost like a human field study because during the game, if you were to go back during the time, a lot of people were saying in the moment that the USA seemed to be struggling.
Yes.
People were using words like sloppy, scrambling.
Yeah. I was like, we watching the same game?
I mean, I did see a little bit of it.
I did too. And they always
did also have the lead for the first however long of the game. So
I think going
Canada
back to
looked more structured, more organized.
Right. But USA had the grit and the motivation.
USA was crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy,
messy, but they had
took advantage of that.
They're
crazy. You were telling me this story about like the dorms that they were sleeping in, and I feel like this is reflected in that.
Yes. So do you know, Sarah, that Team Canada said, we are not staying in the Olympic Village, and they rented out a hotel for themselves because they wanted to focus on winning and not have any distractions. And it's something that they've done multiple times in the past.
I did not know that.
It's the norm for them.
Interesting.
USA put out a statement. We're going to stay
were in the village, huh?
In the Olympic Village because we want the full Olympic experience.
Sure.
And that really sums
Team
up
USA,
the personality of the team.
Whatever that means.
Was creating illegitimate children.
Probably.
Team USA was playing beer pong.
They were there for the fun, and Canada was there to win, and that's how Canada tripped themselves up. Yes, that's how they tripped themselves up.
Seems to be a bit of a recurring theme with this Olympics is putting a little bit too much pressure on yourself and others putting too much pressure on you because you are the golden one. You're supposed to win, and then you don't at the last second.
This is what I've said a million times. This is what I was saying months ago, why I thought Alyssa Liu was going to win. And I said, you cannot compete with someone who is there to have fun, who is confident and comfortable with themselves and is not worried about the medal. That mentality will never crumble under the pressure.
Right.
You can't.
It's removed it. It has removed that pressure.
Yes. Team USA having a good time. Absolutely coconuts, bananas, crazy.
Yep.
You can't go up. They were always gonna win.
And it worked, yeah.
And I remember I'm laying in bed. It's 9 a.m. and I'm watching the game on my iPad, like the iPad baby that I am. And I'm texting you guys and I went, this is so funny. They're going to go to overtime. This is going to be just like the women's game.
Oh, yes.
This is going to be parallel. This is going to be beautiful.
Something you write in a movie and a book, not
like
reality.
Fan fiction. Yeah.
You have this moment too of the announcers being like, it's been 46 years to the day.
To the day.
Since men have the U.S. has won. And you can just feel something special was happening in the air.
Do you know how I knew it was special?
How?
Because my dad called me. He said, you gonna be up in the morning? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're paying attention? He's like, I remember where and when it was when the U.S. won their gold medal last time 46 years ago. He said it was very vivid for him. So for him, he was like, you need to be watching. And I'm like, of course I'm going to be paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's when it hit me how significant it was.
My dad texted me first thing in the morning too. And I was like, I'm watching now.
Oh my God.
And you know, that the end of that third period was a little messy.
Yes.
You have back-to-back penalties for both teams, you know. You have Jack Hughes jack-o'-lantern.
Okay.
Blood's dripping off multiple people.
Yeah, it was really funny because I was like zooming in. I'm like, I think it's the same tooth that he lost last time.
It has to be, yeah.
Honestly, probably because I was like, a tooth fracture hurts.
Yes.
But I think it's the
fake one.
It's the Yeah, I think it's I don't think there was an exposed nerve there. And I think that's why he was able to pound a bunch of Coronas immediately afterwards.
And why he still hasn't fixed it.
Yeah. Bruh, go to the dentist.
He will when he sobers up.
Do you think Tate McRae has to kiss his little snaggletooth?
I heard there's rumors they're not dating anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, a true Canadian girl.
I don't know.
You know what? That's
loyal
so funny.
to her country.
The producer kept asking me,
should be.
who's Tate McRae rooting for? I'm like, I don't know. I don't follow her on
That was a big drama. That was a big drama.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that I can't be bothered to care about.
Nope.
What did you guys feel when Jack scored that overtime game-winning goal?
I felt immense joy.
I was so proud.
And I was like, of course it was him. I told the producer, if Jack scores an OT, that is my wish, but it will never happen.
I genuinely had not even considered it because Quinn had been the one that pushed it over to get them into the final to begin with. I was like, it never even crossed my mind.
It's a movie script.
That Jack would be the one to seal the deal because that just doesn't happen. To have both of the brothers be the ones that finish this for them, that's insane.
Right. And my other thought was, no way the Devils don't deserve it. Like I was thinking like this is that momentum that they would need. There's no way we're going to get it. We'll talk about how that effect is. It doesn't matter, but
it was a beautiful shot. It was like
everything.
It was geometry. the way
It
he
was
used
so fast.
the goalie to like make the goal. It was incredible. And I felt I was riding off the high of the women's gold, Alyssa's gold, and now this.
Yes.
And I remember feeling I literally was like, I felt patriotic. I felt hopeful.
It's the only time that ever happens to me. Is when this happens at the Olympics.
A swell of joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, everything's okay now. This has healed something. Like the Earth axis is back where it needs to be.
Yeah. The country is going to fix itself now.
Congress will be taken back. Like this is what I'm convinced these events are connected.
Yeah. We're removing the electoral college. We're adding term limits for senators and stuff now. Everything is just
Puerto Rico will be a state.
Righted. Puerto Rico will be a state. Everything's just going to get right.
Everything will be righted in the world. And that lasted
a few hours,
45 minutes. I don't even know.
Honestly, so much. For me, I got maybe 2 days out of it before I understood what was really happening.
Being chronically offline, got to enjoy.
In a work bubble. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. But you guys were messaging in the chat. I was like, I missed something significant.
It got bad real quick.
Let's get chronological.
I need the full story.
Sunday.
Okay.
Team USA wins. Beautiful medal ceremony. They bring out Johnny Gaudreau's jersey, his Team USA jersey that he would have worn.
His children on the ice
bring
too.
his children out. Beautiful moment, beautiful tribute. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's happy. Wonderful moment. The people, if you were lucky, you went to sleep with a smile on your face. If you were unlucky, you were scrolling through the internet, enjoying,
celebrating.
And then something happens, and professional sleaze Kash Patel starts posting on his Instagram.
Keelan Larkin, I think, is the one who posted it from the team itself, though. I think that's how it started spreading, right?
Yes.
Oh.
That Kash Patel, on your tax-paying dime, by the way, is celebrating in the locker room with the men's hockey team.
Real quick, because again, Elliot Friedman listening to so much 32 Thoughts. My favorite comment, because they covered this, but he said it best. He was like, you're not a part of the team, the staff, or the family. He said, get the fuck out.
What are you doing there?
That celebration's not for you.
Correct.
Why are you in there?
Correct.
And he made himself the main character in that room too.
Yeah.
He wasn't just there celebrating with them.
Yeah.
He was the one celebrating, and they were also around him.
Right.
Isn't that so cringe?
It's really fucking lame.
So embarrassing.
It upset me so much because then when I kind of like heard that and then fully understanding everything that happened, I was like, it is so gross, and it just made me so upset. It does not excuse any of the behavior we're going to talk about.
No.
But in general,
Starting off bad.
get the fuck out.
Yep.
You don't belong there.
Quinn Hughes is posting Kash Patel on his Instagram before he locks it down. People are like, the vibes are weird. Also fucking embarrassing. You're a bunch of 20-something-year-old men.
Literally.
Partying.
You want to hang out
Kash
with the
Patel?
FBI director? What? And they put the fucking medal on him as if he
Loser
did
behavior.
something. Jesus.
Loser behavior.
As if every single one of those men on that team would not have bullied the shit out of that guy in high school.
That's what they should have done the moment he walked into
Should
that
have
room.
done that.
He should have been kicked out.
So,
Ew.
so then what happens? They're all drinking their Coronas.
Fuck.
The
And
Coors Lights.
yeah, so bad. And Kash Patel's like, what if we just called Taylor up? What if we just called Taylor up? Shannon doesn't know this reference.
I also don't know this reference.
I'm so
It's good
basic.
though. We're going through it though. For everyone who doesn't
What if you
know.
just called Taylor up? The reference is
Picking up on, I'm getting. I think I'm getting it, but I don't know what it's from.
the reference is from the Kardashians and suggesting to just call Taylor Swift up when they were beefing. And a lot of people use it as a joke to be like, oh, you can just call this celebrity up. Like they're your personal friend. What if you just called Taylor up?
Interesting.
Well, so what they do is they just call Donald Trump up.
Sure.
If we're going to talk about Taylor Swift for a hot moment,
Okay.
Speaking of the getting the fuck out.
Again, I will go on a sidebar, but let's go.
Yeah, we'll be
Real
here
quick.
forever.
Something that I, again, loved that Elliot Friedman said, and I was like, Allie needs to hear this, was he said, you know, when Taylor Swift, one of the most accomplished people in the world, understands when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl and Travis Kelce said, I'm going to go celebrate with the guys now. She kissed him and was like, oh, yeah. And she stepped aside because she knew that moment wasn't for her. It was for them. And she had that respect and understanding. Nobody's above Taylor Swift.
We're going to go on a sidebar about this.
Okay.
You've triggered a sidebar. So
sorry.
what's actually really interesting about that too is that she's talked about this in like her documentary and her interviews, and that she actually felt really awkward. And you can see this when she goes on the field with him to celebrate. She felt really awkward because she literally, the relationship was still kind of newer. And she even remembered saying, and she like told him when she first, you can actually see it if you watch the video of them celebrating after Super Bowl, and she goes up to him and hugs him. She looks really uncomfortable. She's kind of like pulling on her sweater. And then he turns around and she's like, is it okay that I'm here? Like, and he's like, yes, obviously we're celebrating. Come on.
No.
And like, she talked about how she was like unsure if like it would be weird for her to be down there, if it was going to like ruin, like take away with the headlines, if she was going to like, and so anyway,
she did it in a classy way. She congratulated him, and then she stepped aside. She knew where that celebration was for them.
Yeah.
And so I just had to throw that in there, that Elliot Friedman's argument was like, if Taylor Swift knows, everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's like Friedman.
LOL.
Yeah. So sorry.
So continuing on in the timeline, Kash Patel calls Donald Trump up, puts him on speakerphone. They start,
Yikes.
you know, he congratulates them. Fine, that's whatever. It's pretty common for the president to congratulate. Usually they just like post something, but maybe they call him up. Note, Donald Trump did not call the women's team.
Sure didn't.
Did not call the women's team.
Still hasn't congratulated them.
Nope. He also has not congratulated Alyssa Liu, first American women's gold medalist in figure skating.
We don't need any more right-wing
years.
people talking about her, though. There's too many weirdos out there.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, men should just not be allowed to.
You're not allowed to look at her anymore.
Look at her. No, except for her coaches. So the Kash Patel has Trump on speaker. And Trump is like, hey, I'm going to invite you guys to the White House, State of the Union.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And then Trump says, quote, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. And then it kind of cuts out a little bit, but he kind of says like if I don't, basically he's like, if I don't invite the women's team, I quote, I do believe I would probably be impeached. To be honest,
room fucking erupts with laughter.
Yeah, kind of the thing I would expect Donald Trump to say.
Absolutely. Yeah, not out of character.
What's important about this video is crowded around the phone are a couple of different guys, including Hughes brothers, who immediately start laughing at this hilarious joke. Pause. Hughes brothers are laughing. A couple other people are laughing. It is worth noting in the background, you can hear a couple of other people, some of the other guys saying some other things. Some of the other guys cheer. There's someone who says something like 2 for 2.
Yep.
And so there are a couple of the guys who are off screen in the background who do response, and you can tell that they maybe can't hear everything that's being said. Right. And they respond by being like, yeah, 2 golds. Like, yeah, like we both won. Like that seems to be their response.
There's a lot happening at one time in the room.
The guys
speakerphone
who are closest to the phone are clearly laughing with the president. Yep. This video gets posted. Internet erupts.
Yeah, I understand why.
What kind of responses do you think people have to this?
I bet it was just kind of split down the middle. People laughing with, and people saying, that's just not funny.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's just not funny as far as jokes go. And it also just wasn't unnecessary. He doesn't need to insult the women's team to congratulate the men's team.
Yep.
Like it had nothing to do with it. Why are you bringing them up if you haven't even contacted them?
Yeah. Kash Patel doesn't need to be in the room. Trump doesn't need to be on the phone. Nope. This doesn't need to be happening.
Nope.
None of it.
Nope.
Actually.
Because this is what nerdy losers do.
Yeah, they shouldn't have
Donald Trump is
not laughed.
is a nerdy loser in school who is calling up the popular kids to try to gain some popularity by association.
Yeah.
And their laughing reinforces exactly what he is looking for.
Yep.
And so a lot of people, obviously, I genuinely watched this video and I wasn't surprised, but I did feel all of that patriotism and all of that excitement just kind of wither.
Yeah, I understand why.
And part of the reason why is because in the days leading up to this game, a lot of the guys from Team USA, they went to the women's games to watch and support Team USA. Jack Hughes gave some sort of interview where he congratulated them, gave some sort of positive remarks about them.
Yep.
And a lot of people in response to this video said, they're just dumb, drunk, young guys. They're just maybe they just feel kind of awkward. The president's on the phone. They're just kind of laughing along with him. And I said, that might be true. But what's important to understand is that when you laugh at a joke like that, you completely undermine anything that you said previously.
100%.
It doesn't matter now if Jack went to watch the women. And I'm focusing on Jack because he's the one standing directly across from the phone. He's the one who you can clearly see and hear laughing.
Yeah.
And his own mother coaches the women's team. He gave interviews supporting the women's team. If you support the women's team in public and then you laugh at them behind their back, you have no integrity. Nothing you say in public matters. Now that we know in private, you don't actually mean it.
And even the ones who since then, or even the ones who are saying in the room at the moment, 2 for 2, whatever, none of them spoke up afterward.
Correct.
Ever.
I was just going to ask.
And so
if there's been any public apologies from anyone or anyone, because I know there was a weird interview with Jack Hughes' mom and just saying this it's political nonsense. We're going to get into that. But
yeah,
I was curious if anyone said
there
I was not okay with the statement. I'm sorry I said it. Or laughed.
There have been a couple of people who have said, it was an unfortunate reaction to the moment. And that's about the best that they've said. But I think it highlights the fact that, men love to say not all men, but it is all men, because in a room full of other men who are putting down women, you will choose to stand with those men rather than stand up for any woman. So...
And this is, the team captain is Austin Matthews. Even if some guys were laughing in that situation, the appropriate thing for the team captain, if you have any shred of integrity to do, is to take the phone to say, thank you, Mr. President, for your compliments. We have things to get to tonight. We'll consider your offer and we'll get back to you. And then hang up the phone.
Yep.
And then you turn to your team and say, this was not appropriate. We're going to move on with our celebrations and we'll decide later if we're going to go to this thing, you know, and we move on. And then you don't worry about it in the moment because, you do have your stuff to get to.
You're so excited.
You want to celebrate.
I understand that.
So what happens then, a lot of people have just this video to react to. And they're like, it's such a short, small, kind of grainy video, not much to make out of it. And what you see, what frustrated me is there's a lot of female fans saying it's just a video. It's just a joke. You can't even tell. Not everyone's in the video. You don't really know what's going on. Using this one moment to define Jack, because a lot of people are focusing on Jack, is silly. It's not that, and also most hockey players are conservative anyway. You should have known that this is how they are. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Real quick.
No, go ahead.
I agree. I expect hockey bro behavior. We're at gold medal Olympic expectations.
You are representing
now.
your country.
You're representing. Yep. So I would hope there was just even a little more, like one of the veteran guys, like you're saying, or the captain, just somebody stepping up and just creating the line.
Yeah.
And I do agree. I don't have high expectations for their beliefs, them being conservative, whatever. I get that. We've made that joke before. It's like fork found in kitchen.
Yeah. Right.
But the difference is the things that have already been said publicly.
Yes.
As you had noted.
Just because my expectations are low doesn't mean I excuse the behavior.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. I'm not out here thinking that Jack Hughes is going to share any of my leftist beliefs, but I would like to think that maybe he's a decent enough human that he wouldn't shake hands with a fucking pedophile.
Or stand by his statements of what he already said about the women's team, or just making an apology, or just like...
And there we go. Let's get into that.
Anything.
Because I'm willing to excuse someone being drunk, celebrating. The president is all of a sudden on the phone. That's kind of like a lot.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Sure.
That's a
It's
weird
lot.
situation to be in.
Yeah.
But the very next day, Jack gets asked about it. And this is why I think so much of the focus has to be on Jack specifically here, even though he's not the only one in that locker room.
He's putting himself forward.
Out of all the people, he has the opportunity to clarify. He has the opportunity to apologize. He has the opportunity to, say anything. And his response is, people are so negative about things. I think everyone in that locker room knows how much we support them, referring to the women's team, how proud we are of them. And we know the way we feel about them. They feel about us, as into saying it's mutual. Here's the thing, though. If your actions do not reflect those feelings of mutual respect, then it doesn't matter.
It means nothing.
Your words are empty.
Yep.
And it's so frustrating, like, reading this. Thank you for putting this all in here, Allie.
Yeah.
There's no, I'm sorry. Of course we support the women's team. Of course we're proud of them. I'm missing the I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's the, not to bring it to this, if anyone watched the America's Next Top Model documentary.
Yeah, I still haven't yet.
Oh
my God.
so good.
I've been trying to get it added to Plex for fucking weeks and it won't do it.
Oh, this is very similar. People are so negative about things. This is using the public as an excuse for your own behavior.
Correct. It's not what I did was wrong. It's your reaction to it is wrong.
Yep.
And when specifically asked about that video, he says, everyone is giving us backlash for all the social media stuff today. People are so negative out there and they are just trying to find a reason to put people down and make something out of nothing.
Interesting. Find a way to put people down. Interesting.
He also, gave other quotes saying that everyone's making everything so political,
Oh my gosh. Soon as I heard that one.
Yep. That's what set me off.
I was just so frustrated because I'm like, it's not about being political. It's just about supporting the women's team.
Yeah. It became political the moment that Kash Patel stepped into that locker room.
Correct.
And there is no getting around it.
Yeah. Correct. And I think, to be fair to these athletes, they're young athletes.
Yes.
And it is very difficult to be in the position of just wanting to play your sport and being put on a stage, on a stage like the Olympics. The Olympics are inherently political, especially in a politically charged time. And being an athlete where you're just trying to do your best and you're trying to play your sport, and now you're thrust into the center of attention, and you are, to be honest, probably unwillingly put on this political stage. You are now a pawn in this political game. It's probably awkward to navigate, but you know what? Not every other, but many of the other American athletes put in this same position were able to rise to the task.
Yes.
Michaela Schifrin gave an excellent interview about it. Amber Glenn gave an excellent interview about it, and knowing full well that she was going to be attacked for it. Many of the other athletes were able to say patriotic things about how excited they are to represent the United States, while also acknowledging that it's a difficult time.
Yes. And something else that was nice that NBC even reported on, they said it's nice that we can all come together on something and have it not be about politics, no matter which way you feel. So
people are asking him if he's excited to go to the White House. And he says, well, yeah, I'm excited to go to the White House. It has nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. You're flying on a private jet from a strip club in Miami.
Yep.
To the White House, which in an ideal world, an athlete should be able to go to the White House and, do a photo op with the president and not,
in theory,
have a political ramifications. But we are living in a world where the president invaded Minnesota to punish the governor who dared to run against him as a vice presidential candidate, murdered multiple people in broad daylight, went uncontested for that.
Yep. Will face no consequences in any way for any of this behavior.
Invaded, is starting using military power without congressional approval to start wars in Venezuela, in Iran, in all sorts of places. Yep. Is directly harming people in New Jersey, in the state where you, Jack Hughes, live, where you go and do photo ops at the hospital that I work at, that I know for a fact, as we are now struggling to provide care to the immigrants and the refugees that come through Jersey City, because it is still a port city that a lot of immigrants come through. And we are not able to provide the care to them anymore. But there is a cutout of you in the lobby telling people to support this hospital that now lacks the funding that it needs because of the man whose hand you are shaking. In this photo.
Yep.
And so the reality is you don't get to say everything's making so political while making a political stance, because that is what this is.
Yeah.
This is a political stance. And you don't get to be mad when you suffer the social consequences and the public consequences of making a public political stance.
Right.
And if you are mad, you should have thought before you made that decision.
Yep. You don't get to be upset over your choice because you made the choice.
I'm sorry, Sarah, I cut you off.
Upset.
No, I was just going to say, it's always, keep politics out of sports when it's, hosting pride nights and stuff, but it's totally fine to mix politics and sports when it's you going to have McDonald's with Donald Trump.
Yep.
To point out, there are 5 men on the hockey team that did not go to the White House. Jake Gunsel, Brock Nelson, Jake Ettinger, Kyle Connor, and Jackson Lacombe. Allegedly, I don't know if this is true or if this influenced it, but 4 out of 5 of them are from Minnesota.
I did hear at least one of them, I believe it was Jake Gunsel, make a statement saying that he wishes that he was able to go. He did want to go.
Correct. And I think that's something to keep in mind.
Schedule.
Interesting. Is that then of those 5, no one made a statement saying, I'm not going for my personal ethical reasons. I suspect family and or team engagements possibly inhibited that. And that to me is also cowardly. If any of those 5 men genuinely did not want to go for personal reasons,
say something.
Yes.
They would have made
this
a statement.
Is the moment.
Correct.
Say something.
The last quotes I have that I think are relevant is Hillary Knight, obviously captain.
Oh, yeah.
Of the women's team, was asked about this. She's made a couple of different remarks about this. But what she says matters more, to be honest, than anything Jack has said. So just some quotes from her. When asked about it, she says, we're just focusing on celebrating the women in our room, the extraordinary efforts, and to continue to celebrate 3 gold medals in program history, as well as the double gold for men's and women's at the same time. And really not detract from that with a distasteful joke. She said that she's looking forward to celebrating all great things that have come out of the Olympics and feeling the love and support and getting back in our respective communities and sharing this journey with them. And that's what this is all about. In regards specifically to the joke, when asked about it, she said, I thought it was sort of a distasteful joke. And unfortunately, that is overshadowing a lot of success. The success of just women at the Olympics carrying for Team USA and having amazing gold medal feats.
Yep. That sums it up there. She said it in such a classy way.
Because I think it's sad that she has to be the one to answer for them.
Yep.
She's the one who is being asked about how did this make you feel instead of talking about the amazing accomplishment that they achieved.
Yep. But
women
don't
always
worry,
have
guys.
to answer for men's issues.
But don't worry, guys. The New Jersey Devils are actually going to solve sexism because
what?
Are they?
Upcoming, they're celebrating Women's Empowerment Month.
Wow, what great timing.
Yeah, they just posted this on their Instagram. Celebrate Women's Empowerment Month.
Oh, wow.
It is Women's History Month.
Can't wait to go to the Women's Empowerment Month night where they make a pink version of the jersey and everything's
that's it.
fixed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
everything-
mention breast cancer or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they'll find a local little girl to be the one who brings out the flag
Mm-hmm.
before the anthem. And they won't acknowledge at all that the star player on that team is laughing at her and everyone like her behind her back.
Yep. I will say, for a positive note for women's youth hockey, there was a fun news story about how it's like up 60% right now because of
I love that.
the awareness, popularity, and money going towards those programs. And it was so cute. They interviewed the girls, and one of my favorite things, just like, what do you like about playing hockey? I don't know. She's like 6. She's like, I get to push things around. And
So fair.
And
She's going to go places.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were talking about how much fun it was to be on the ice.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is another side quest of a side quest, real quick. I love the Dove campaign that says, I forget the percentage of little girls who quit a sport because of feeling insecure in their own body because how they feel in their uniform. And I would say I definitely fought through some of that as a kid. And I told the producer, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if women's hockey, like the youth hockey, really sticks because of the uniforms. And you are a box.
Yeah.
You look the same as everyone else, and you look the same as the men.
Yeah.
It's one of those sports where I was like, oh my gosh, you get all the same padding and all the same safety gear because you're expected to play at a similar level, which I love. Because when I did lacrosse, it was fucked up. I had eye goggles and a mouth guard, but
the guys got
men
full
had
face masks.
full face mask, full padding, but we're still throwing the same rubber ball around at the same speeds. Messed up.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, baseball, men get to wear full length pants. Softball, we had to wear shorts.
Yes,
And I quit
scrape our
softball.
legs.
Yeah, I quit softball because people made fun of the rashes I got on my thighs when we started sliding.
It was
And I
messed
never
up.
played it again.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was just as a weird positive note for the as Women Empowered Month. I hope the youth women's programs stay successful.
And they usually do see an influx in funding and players whenever
of course
your country wins gold in that
Yeah.
sport. So sign
Yeah.
your kids up for Learn to Skate.
Yeah. I need to go to Learn to
And if
Skate.
you're-
Me too. I went today and it went bad.
If you're an adult or a teenager listening to this, it's never too late.
Well, I guess to kind of sum it up, fucking men, man.
And
Yeah.
I love the Olympics.
Yep.
We
a lot
do.
of highs. some
Curling
really
was fun.
sad
Curling had all
lows.
sorts of drama. We didn't even get into any of
Oh
that.
my gosh. I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the picture. I was like,
Yeah. Canada's out here
happened.
cheating.
but I
Sure were.
loved how one of the judges was like, yep, and didn't care.
There's no video replay. Not allowed.
I do have one last comment on this.
Okay.
I do have one last comment on this. I've seen a lot of people responding to Team USA being like, see, these guys are assholes. This is why they shouldn't have won. This is like a disgrace on the game, on the Olympics. And that Team Canada should have won. It would have been more morally right for Canada to win. And let me remind you that Team Canada, Canada Hockey, has an entire department of funding to help cover up sexual assault.
Guys, do we not remember the multiple sexual assault cases that are happening with Hockey Canada? Do we not remember any of that?
Villains were winning either way. And
Yep.
that's just something we have to reckon with.
It comes with the sport.
Yeah. Like we said, we've said a million times, fork found in kitchen.
Yeah.
And that's never going to change.
And here we
Nope.
are. We're going to keep jib-jabbing about it because
That we will. And we're going to keep making fun of them because I think they deserve it a little bit more than maybe we've been giving them.
I'm
Yes.
actually so glad that I can go back to my Jack Hughes hating roots.
Yeah.
It felt,
We did start out a little bit mean to him.
and then we got nice to him.
We
Yeah,
did.
because then I started warming up. But now
My foot's back on his throat.
so let's get into some devil stuff real quick because
Real quick. Yeah.
we've been talking for over 60 minutes, but there was
It's
a
fine.
lot
It's been a
that we
month
needed
since
to
we've
talk
done this.
about.
We have a lot to say.
Their first game back after the Olympics was on Wednesday. They played Red Wings.
Buffalo.
Damn, I wasn't even close. This was, there are a lot of drama about this game. They were like, is Piss Baby Jack Hughes going to be there?
Of course he is. Of course. Okay. Well, before we get into that, let's Sarah, real quick.
Oh, shit.
What is our weekly this week update?
To be honest, most of this weekly update is from a month ago. So I haven't updated much since then. I don't give a fuck about the standings. It doesn't matter anymore. It's so
gone.
Beyond over. Who
It's
cares?
sad.
We made this dumbass trade that I was so angry about in the moment before any of this shit went down. Where we traded, I don't know what we gave up. I forget. It happened so long ago. There isn't even like a transaction article on the Devils website about this. We got Nick Bjugstad, whatever I think his name is.
I saw that.
From the Blues.
Oh.
And we have spent 4 out of the 6 million that we cleared from Palat on just Maxim Sipiklov and him.
Why?
Already.
I don't know.
So I was mad about that a month ago. I don't care. Doesn't matter anymore. Luke is back from IR. So people were speculating maybe Dougie is going to get moved. It was actually Kovacevic who got healthy scratched yesterday. Yes,
Luke is playing.
Luke just played his first game back yesterday. Yeah.
I thought he was like out for this season.
No, he came back.
Whoa.
Yep. Surprise, he is indeed back.
Maybe he's like, I need to show up because my brothers suck right now.
I don't know why.
Luke, you've been my favorite Hughes brother.
But we haven't even talked about the NHL follow tracker thing and the drama with him and that too. So,
oh boy.
Yeah. I don't have a favorite Hughes brothers.
I have
hate
no
them
favorite
all.
Hughes brother. I had literally just got to the point where I said to my sister right before all this shit went down that Quinn, I think, was my new favorite of the Hughes brothers. And boy, that's sure not true anymore.
Damn.
Elsewhere, I don't know. Other shit has definitely happened, but I don't have anything except for this story from a fucking month ago where Gavin McKenna, the kid who is, projected to go number 1 in the draft this year, had a felony assault charge on him for a little bit because he was at a bar celebrating winning, whatever. His mom was there and some guy was like harassing his mom and stuff. So he apparently just like decked this kid and I don't know. The felony charges got dropped, but like,
how many felonies are associated or like felony accusations are associated with these guys, or just it's not even felonies, just like bad behavior associated with celebrating winning these games.
Yeah,
that's the same thing Michael McLeod and his group of goons said.
Yeah, I mean, at least in theory, we can make a lighthearted joke, maybe that at least this was in defense of a woman, but
you know what? So right. He's defending his mom.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Who was apparently starting trouble.
Yeah.
Even still, even if
I will say, as much as I don't like the number 1 draft pick beating people up, I do love some white trash messiness as someone who comes from some white trash messiness. Your mom getting into a fight at a bar and you having to hit someone feels like
that's one of those nuances
right
that
at
I'm
home.
like, I get it. I get it. Oh my God.
There's probably some other stuff that happened, but I don't know.
Well, if anyone else is tired of hockey right now and doesn't want to watch the Devils like I do, then use our discount code for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase.
Give them less money.
Any event. You could go anywhere. There's so much stuff to do. Doesn't have to be a game. I think we all need a little break. But before we take a break, we're going to talk about these games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's been so long since we've done this.
I didn't get to watch these games. I just saw the standings because I've been in this work bubble that I cannot wait to get out of.
I mean,
why the F? I don't even care with all the bullshit that happened. Why are we losing?
I want
because they
know.
Suck.
Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah,
because they fucking suck.
Yeah, the team sucks.
The team is garbage.
I want to know if there was anyone out there who was not a fan of the Devils, who never watched them, who saw Jack in the Olympics and was like, I'm going to try watching a Devils game.
There was, it would have been.
And then watched this game.
The ticket sales I heard for this game went through the roof before because of that very reason. People thinking we're going to see something amazing happen.
Nah.
I have no doubt.
You're 3 years too late to see anything amazing happen.
The only thing I had of note about this game that would have been nicer if it weren't for all the shit that happened after the celebration was Jack pulling out Tage Thompson when he got honored.
Yeah, if it was anybody else, maybe, but I have beef with that guy.
Oh, I didn't know.
He's
sorry.
the one that was parading around the White House in the actual MAGA hat. He's been a long time, very vocal MAGA supporter. So fuck that guy in particular. Actually,
That makes me sad.
I called him pedo lover in my notes. I was really angry. I was really mad. I've been riding out the anger for a long time.
Yeah, my notes were a lot angrier. This is actually the more mellowed out version of this. If we had recorded this a couple of days ago, we would have had to censor it.
My laptop was still alive then.
Yeah, it was.
Ye olden days.
One thing, about watching the Olympics is I remember at one point I turned on one of the Swiss games and Timo scored immediately. And
Timo did great.
He had an excellent Olympics.
This is my hot take thing that we'll get to on the third game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It involves Timo. It involves Nico. It involves the whole team.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to it. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Piss baby Jack Hughes and the Devils lose.
Yep. And they also they were supposed to do a whole tribute to all of the Olympic players on the team, and they only did it for Jack.
Oh.
There were other players
Nico
playing for other countries.
Timo,
there was
Nico,
seven.
Timo, Siegenthaler, Markstrom, Jesper Bratt.
Nemitz.
None of them got recognized.
Bro,
But anyway.
I can't.
Well, Sarah, was there anything significant about the gameplay for this one? Or
No, I turned it off when it got to 2-0. So
Okay. Then
Done.
we played the Penguins. We
who had
lost.
ugly uniforms. What happened with the Penguins uniforms? They looked like Nashville. The color of
bad.
them definitely changed, and they're like solid yellow now. And they also had yellow helmets too, which
that's too much.
it looked really ugly.
It's like sunflower, but too much. I
yeah,
like sunflowers.
didn't love it.
But it's just a
Yeah.
sad loss.
It's just sad. Why does everything about the team just feel sad at this point? The shots are super low. They're giving up things on the penalty kill. And they're back to CVS receipts. They can't score. Roman said they're back to CVS receipts. And I was like, we haven't said that in so long, but you are so right.
I had this similar
It's
thought
useless at this point.
when I saw the scores. I was like, we scored 1 in both of these games.
Yeah, I mean, so this is also what I was kind of getting into, realizing as I was watching the Olympics, and I've said this a million times on this podcast, which is that I don't really care that I want the Devils to win, but I don't really care so much if they do, as long as they're entertaining. And for a while, we had a combination of guys who were just kind of fun. They looked like they were having fun playing together. Yeah. They were fun in like the media bits. We had a fun media team. Listening to Bill Spalding announce speed skating made me realize just how infectious his joy was and how much that brought and added to just the fan experience. Yeah. I miss Erica Wachter. Yep. She brought out a side of the players' personalities in her interviews that you don't often get to see. And then I'm sorry, but Rachel Herzog just doesn't have the ability to do because she's just a different type of reporter and presenter. Right.
Yeah.
And all in all, the fan experience of watching the Devils right now, it's not fun. Don LaGreca sucks.
He sucks. Sorry.
The interviews are boring. The media bits are sad because they're clearly not having fun, the players. And the games are sad.
And then they're just asked to glaze up Jack in every single interview that they are doing. And it's like, you can only say the same thing so many times.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Why are we bothering? I also turned this game off at some point because
why watch?
Yeah.
So we played the Blues.
And we got the Blues.
Apparently we won.
We did.
I don't know why.
It's the Blues.
They're not great either. So yeah. You know why we won?
Why?
This might have something to do with your theory. I'm not sure what this is.
Tell me.
But we won because we had this was the day before March began. We had a little early preview of Timo Meier March Madness.
Timo Meier March Madness.
It has begun officially.
Live.
Hopefully.
That could redeem a lot for me, just watching Timo score. So I'm like, okay, fine. And this is my hot take on the Hughes. Before the Olympics, I had speculated, I think we're going to have all three brothers a lot sooner than later. Now that Jack has won gold, and after watching how the other players played in the Olympics without Jack, I think we need to be Hughes-less.
Some of us have been saying.
I know you've been saying it a long time, but now I see
Last year,
your boat's looking a little nicer.
got a fresh paint of coat.
Yeah.
Last year,
A fresh paint of coat.
Paint of coat. Wait a second. That took me a second. Wow.
fresh coat of paint.
So the reason why I think this is not that I think they aren't great altogether.
They're not.
Okay, let me restate this. It's
The
not that
Hughes
I
brothers
think
or the Devils.
the Hughes
Oh,
brothers.
yeah.
I think they're great. They will
Yes.
probably be epic together. But when we first traded for Timo, I always had this little
It's Timo or
thoughts.
Jack. It cannot be both.
Yes, that we have a little too much star power and they're just not being used to their fullest potential because nobody's taking on that full lead
Correct.
role.
The second you brought Timo in,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't figure out where to put either of them on the lines.
Yes.
And it wasn't always immediately apparent because
Mhm.
often Jack was out on injury and it was just Timo. And that was when he had a time to shine.
Right.
I literally had a whole thing about this last year where I literally wrote down the names of every single forward that they had
Mhm.
and tried to move them around. And consistently, Jack was the problem.
Yes.
Not because there's anything wrong with him,
No,
but
he's
because
great.
wherever you put
Just-
him, it makes every other line not work.
Yes. I think this team is not built for Jack, and I don't want to go in that direction.
Yeah. But that might be what the franchise wants to do.
I think
That's why we're struggling
the
so bad.
Rube Goldberg machine doesn't, the wrench in the machine is Jack. And you either have to rebuild a machine around him
Yeah.
Yep.
or you have to take out the wrench.
They can never let go of Timo. I'll lose my shit.
I know. Whatever team he goes to is just the team that this podcast is about now.
There are questions too. I should have mentioned this maybe in the weekly update
I don't
because I
want to
totally
talk
forgot
about
right now.
this.
I know you know what I'm going
I don't
towards.
want to talk about this.
What happened?
So
I'm
Nico
quitting the show.
Hischier he's only got one more year on his contract after the summer.
Oh,
We're speculating. Is he going to sign? Is he going to extend here?
I'm
Is he
speculating.
going to go? I don't blame him. I would not blame him if
I
he
would
wanted to
leave.
leave because he's been in the league. It'll be a decade at that point, and the closest they've ever gotten to the cup is second round.
This
one time.
was a rebuild. They brought all these young guys in. They're not
Question.
young anymore.
Nope.
Not by the league standards.
Yep.
Either Nico moves on to greener pastures and I'm happy for him.
Takes Timo with him.
Or do you think he has enough power to say, I need the team to go in this direction?
No,
Okay, that answered my question.
no. And I think
I would love for him to stay, but
I think
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nico has probably, that man looks generally sad, but he looks more defeated recently. And I think part of that is because he doesn't have that pull. And
And he should.
think that Jack does. And so I think that answers how that's going to go.
Unfortunately,
And also I
Oh.
do think that Nico has a certain amount of loyalty to friends and is going to.
Yes. It makes me wonder with Jack winning the gold if someone's just going to make him that offer. Do you think he'll get offers to go elsewhere, or the franchise is going to be like, no, we need to hold on to him? Or do you think Fitzgerald will see that as an opportunity to be like, okay,
I think the Jersey Devils will bend over backwards and commit tax fraud to keep Jack around.
okay.
100%.
I don't think there's any universe that he goes anywhere else when they will cater to him.
Yeah,
As
they
it's
will
a good
probably
point.
let him have whatever he wants.
I guess I was wondering if someone
They
was
will
going to make a
sell
bigger
Nico
offer.
and Timo to buy him Quinn Hughes.
Absolutely,
Guaranteed.
I cry.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm rooting for a different team. Whatever team Nico and Timo end up on. The Sharks. Put them back on the Sharks.
The Sharks
Honestly,
are doing great right now. Could you
they
imagine
are.
if Timo was with Celebrini?
The Sharks, honestly,
They would be the Stanley Cup winners.
they're already the Diet Devils, and I would have no compunction about rooting for them. So
I'm just going to be a
correct.
Seattle fan. I keep saying it. I keep threatening it. It's just going to happen.
I'm just going to convert and be a PWHL fan.
That too. Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward and also terrified for the summer.
When Nico leaves the Devils, I'm quitting this podcast and we're going to start our new podcast.
Okay.
Sarah, we're starting a new podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Is it
We
different
talk
from the
about-
one that we've always said
Yes.
we're going to do? Oh.
Yes, but it can be the same.
Okay.
Okay.
It's called the Old Biddy Committee.
Oh, yeah. Yes. We're
Oh.
doing it.
Okay.
We are going to do it.
Yeah.
It's the next evolution
I'm down.
of this.
If
I'm
you're
just
listening
gonna-
to this podcast and you're wondering what will happen if the Devils implode and we give up,
That
then there is the next project.
yes.
The
and we
natural
start
progression.
with the Teen Wolf episode.
And we start with the Teen Wolf episode. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere, but the Devils might be.
Maybe.
If that happens, we have to have a funeral. We host our final end of year episode and it's a funeral.
I actually love this idea.
That's
I'm
so
already
funny.
planning my outfit with
Me
the
too.
veil.
I have a veil
Oh yeah, I've already got all that shit ready to go.
I have some weird optimism that the Devils are gonna trade Jack somehow. I'm just gonna live in my bubble because I'm not in tune with anything that's going on. Allie, do you have whispers on the Twitter wins?
I feel like this whole episode
I feel
has
like
been
this
Twitter
was
wins.
the whispers on the Twitter wins. Just besides the
Whispers.
The Olympics.
Whispers.
if not, it's totally fine. We're like at an hour 30.
Let me see. Let me make up a whisper
Okay.
and then see if it comes true.
I like it. Yeah.
Ooh. I know my wish.
Mm.
Oh, actually, this is actually, I have a real one that I wrote
Oh.
down a while ago.
okay.
It's maybe not relevant anymore, but why?
I talked about shit from a month ago. Who cares?
Why does Grits keep posting thirst traps of Nico?
Oh yeah, what was that about?
He was doing that for a while.
He was. It was like after every game.
This is I almost forgot about the young guys on the team.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Grits. He's hilarious.
What a great guy.
Gosh.
And
What?
keep doing whatever you're doing. But does Nico know? Is he
why?
consenting
Yeah.
to this?
I don't know. He's not super offline, so I
must
feel
know.
like he must know.
Some
right?
of these get a little. He's feeding the fans.
Why is he always shirtless?
He's always shirtless.
This is how I imagine this scenario. Grits takes the picture, shows Nico. Nico laughs, but doesn't realize he goes and posts it.
No, everyone knows that Grits posts these onto his
Yeah.
letterbox.
They,
Not,
like,
No, I
No.
meant Nico doesn't realize he posted
no,
it.
everyone knows.
Oh,
They-
okay.
It's like a,
Yeah,
it's like
because
a thing.
I
He
don't
has
know.
the meta glasses that allow you to record and everything. And so when they see him coming with these glasses, they're like, no, get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the team mole.
Yeah.
And he's posting them on his, what is that thing called?
Telegram.
Telegram. It's like a Russian social media site that you can use to stay in contact with your friends. It's like WhatsApp, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he posts these little telegrams to his family and friends back home to keep them updated. And there's a lot of pictures of shirtless Nico in compromising positions.
Yeah. Shirtless, sweaty Nico.
Shirtless, sweaty Nico.
Yeah.
He's
What is
posting.
happening?
He's posting Russian Nico thirst traps.
Yeah, he is.
I'm so confused. The team is so upside down, backwards, sideways right
Yeah.
now.
It's coconut with bananas.
It is coconuts, bananas.
Well, let's not worry about it.
Nope.
And we're not going to worry about it because this is a segment where I don't worry about it. Because sometimes I say a lot of random shit and the announcers do it too. I'm glad you have some in here. I had one. First, we got, dare we say it double doink.
Nice. Classic.
Next, we got, not worried about the shake and bake.
We're not worried.
Next, we have one hell ye buck of a game.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I spelled it right, but Connor Hellebuck, the goalie.
yeah.
for-
One hell of
Hell
a
of a
game.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disapprove. You're the pun.
LOL.
I don't like this one.
Nope.
And lastly, yes, I do believe in the bloodlines.
Said a witch. Said a witch.
We're in Final Destination.
Yep.
Some sorcery is happening.
So we're not going to worry about it. I'm not going to say we're moving in to the It Boy of the Week, but this is not an It Boy of the Week. This is a It Boy of the Olympics. I think the answer is obvious. Okay, maybe it's not. I'm sorry.
I had a name I was going to throw out, but I don't know if it's obvious.
Okay.
Who do you got?
I'm going to nominate Erin Frankel because she fucking killed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to nominate Erin Frankel with a close runner-up, Hillary Knight, and second runner-up, Megan Keller.
Wow. I was going full Olympics. I wasn't like thinking you at like hockey specific Olympics.
Yeah.
I was going to nominate Alyssa Liu.
I
Also
figured that's where
valid.
you guys were going to go. So I was like, I'm going to throw another name in the mix. But
Those answers are better. So I agree with you.
Congratulations, It Boy of the Week, Erin Frankel.
It Boy, I don't know where I'm typing it. Whoops. It's supposed to be in my document. It's not. And you know, I'm getting really good at remembering this last bit that we might just need to retire because I keep forgetting that it exists. So I didn't come up with what the It Boy would be.
To be fair, we didn't say anything funny. We were
We were angry for most of this.
There was a lot of emotion.
I don't think we laughed until you said fresh paint a coat. So, I don't know. That's the only thing I wrote down. So I don't know what to do with that.
If Erin Frankel were a paint store, she'd be Sherwin-Williams.
All right.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes on this great podcast that you're definitely still listening to.
If you made it through, thank you. Because this has been Hot Girls Hockey. Tune in next week for more sugar,
spice,
and everything ice.
If you like our show, thanks.
really, thank you.
Yeah.
Please leave us a rating. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on YouTube and TikTok, which I haven't posted on in a year. And tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_. Peace and blessings.
Real quick. If you have listened this far, please, for the love of everything, leave us a 5-star rating. We are one away from reaching my personal goal since we started this podcast.
No way.
And I can't fake it. I can't go on a friend's phone and do it. So somebody please, if you're listening.
Wait, have I ever rated the podcast?
I don't know. Have you?
Hold on a second.
How
do you
She's
rate
going to push it over the edge.
Rate podcasts? I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah.
Rated our podcast.
Oh my God. I did it like after episode 1.
So did I. That was like when we had 5. It was like you, me, Katie, the producer. And
Maybe I did. It says the stars already came up, so maybe I did.
Okay.
You must have then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so that means
we need
somebody
one
does
more.
need to do it.
Seriously, somebody, anybody, please.
Elliot Friedman,
Please.
one for the team.
Please.
Elliot Friesman, please.
Another player in the SHL.
Yep.
All right. I'm hitting the button.
Hit the button.